Yeah. I got this fucking yeah. I was gonna watch this shit, eh? I've been off for a bit, so I'm gonna watch some stuff, eh? I'm very keen, but there's a new game coming out, Crimson Desert. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it, but obviously, well, the people who have played it are saying that it's good. The map looks huge. It seems like there's a lot of things you can do. Maybe it's like a third-person Kingdom Come Deliverance with like crazy combat or something. I really don't know what it's gonna be, which means it could be shit. But Crimson Desert, anyway.
Options on offer, here's everything to know.
Ooh.
From its rich world to the dizzying amount of different combat options on offer, here's everything to know about Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert is set in the world of Pywell, composed of numerous different regions. From the northernmost territory of Payloon come the Greymanes, a faction of peacekeeping mercenaries that have been disbanded by an antagonistic force known as the Black Bears, plunging Payloon into chaos. The primary protagonist of the game is the Greymane Cliff, who seeks out to rebuild the faction and reclaim their homeland. Alongside this conflict is the mysterious Abyss, a region that floats above Pywell, with many seeking its power for themselves from pieces of the Abyss that have fallen to the land below.
I'm not hearing any of this.
As such, Cliff and the Greymane seek to restore balance between the two realms. In addition to Payloon, there are 4 other regions that can be explored in Crimson Desert. There's Hanand, which is where Cliff finds himself in the beginning of the game, which is rich with mountains and rivers. Demonis is the political epicenter of Pywell, and its king has fallen into a coma, leaving a power vacuum that exacerbates the threats that face the continent. There's Delicia, which leads scientific innovation in the realm, the origin of many of the mechanical marvels showcased in various trailers.
What the fuck?
And finally, there's the Crimson Desert itself, a barren expanse where lawlessness thrives. As players journey through Pywell, they will encounter numerous other factions and houses that wrestle for control of the different regions, with Cliff able to insert himself into the various conflicts to aid in his own quest to rebuild the Greymanes and bring peace to the land.
Bruh.
Crimson Desert is the latest game from the studio Pearl Abyss, the developer behind the MMO Black Desert Online. Development on the game started in 2018 and was originally envisioned as a prequel to the studio's MMO, but soon morphed into an experience with its own world, story, and characters separate from Black Desert. While this new iteration was meant to feature both single and multiplayer content, the multiplayer aspect of the game was eventually stripped out, so the team could focus on Crimson Desert's narrative. However, the team has stated that, depending on the response to the game from players, additional content could potentially be added to the experience, including multiplayer. Crimson Desert is built with an upgraded version of Pearl Abyss's Black Space engine. Unlike game engines such as Unreal that are built to be used to develop a plethora of different experiences, the Black Space engine is designed with the specific intent of developing massive open-world games, allowing for a surprising amount of depth and detail in the game's graphics. This allows for things like extremely long draw distances, with elements in the far background being nearly as detailed as those close up, imperceivable loading of assets, systemic water with accurate environmental collision, and next-generation ray tracing for nuanced global illumination.
I don't know. That doesn't look that good. I don't know. Maybe it's just on this video, but that doesn't look like a fly. But I wouldn't judge it because I am just watching this guy's video of it.
Additional issues such as armor,
and then it's obviously getting streamed, so it's probably worse.
The gear the player has equipped are greatly reduced thanks to the technology in use. All of this is seemingly happening without a drop in performance. As noted in Digital Foundry's preview breaking down the game's visuals, an in-progress build of the game was running.
So is Black Desert any good? Like maybe I'll check that out after this.
At native 4K and 60 frames
I'll have
per
a look at
second
the
on an
reviews
AMD
on Steam.
Radeon RX 7900 XTX, a graphics card released in late 2022. While we don't have confirmation ahead of launch what performance will look like on console, the studio has been spending its time optimizing the game for consoles in the last few months before release. Crimson Desert offers a dizzying array of different gameplay mechanics. Of course, the biggest of them all is combat, which itself has a ton of different systems within it. In combat, Cliff can wield a variety of different weapons, as well as execute a bunch of bare-handed attacks and grapples when facing off against enemies. These can be intertwined to create a seamless chain of strikes. Attacks can also be infused with
it doesn't look like ideal, but it looks fun to play, right?
Unique combat options in Crimson Desert are using the blade of Cliff's sword to reflect the sun and temporarily blind his enemies, utilizing elemental bursts to lift Cliff into the air, where he can then let loose arrows in slow-mo a la Breath of the Wild.
See, isn't that like that that free Chinese game that just came out? What was it like? Saying about the wind? I didn't really enjoy it. I thought it was just too much for me. I just want to play a game, and that was just like, it was just showing me new sections of the game. Like, I didn't understand. But you could jump up and do shit like that. But it looked better than that. That's all I'll say. But obviously, this is a preview. Maybe it's fun to play. It doesn't matter really how it looks. If it's fun to play, fuck. And it's this big, the game is huge, I'll be so keen for this. This will be my new game.
And a grappling hook that allows Cliff to swing into the air and then come crashing down
what the
devastating area of effect attack. Cliff also isn't the only character you can play as in Crimson Desert. There's Unka, an orc and fellow Greymane who primarily wields a great axe and deals heavier attacks, and Damien, with her great sword and ranged gunpowder weapons, offering more agility. Both characters have
Damien, what a girl's name.
And weapons, can explore the open world, and tackle numerous side
There's a mad girl's name, eh? Damien.
quests, although the main campaign is reserved for Cliff. Cliff, Unka, and Damien
the
can
girl's
be
name
upgraded with new
Damien.
skills and stats
She's
over
never
the
heard
course
it.
of the game, but rather than doing this through a leveling up system, these improvements are implemented via artifacts from the Abyss that are found throughout the world. New skills can also be learned by Cliff watching them being performed by another character, adding them to his own repertoire. New gear can be found in hidden places, rewarded at the end of missions, or bought from traders, and that gear can be upgraded with resources that players can mine and hunt for in the open world. Some of the rewards unlocked when defeating a boss are their own weapon, which allows for attacks unique to that character. As previously mentioned,
so it's like a Wukong in that?
And hinder different factions throughout Pywell. Depending on the choices players make, the world will change to reflect the influence of the Greymane. While traversing the continent, the player can utilize different mounts, whether that be on the ground, gliding through the air, or even soaring through the sky on the back of a dragon or in a mechanical mech.
There was a mechanical dragon there as well.
Elemental burst attacks can be utilized for traversal, allowing the player to reach every nook and cranny of Pywell. There's also a variety of environmental puzzles to be solved, particularly when it comes to the Abyss. While the player has a vast open world to explore,
that looks sick. That looks like Red Dead Redemption.
A new Greymane camp located in Hanand. This camp can be...
Look, this game just looks like everything. It kind of feels like a fucking scam, right? I don't know, man. It just feels like everything. But they have been working on this for a long time. Like, my mate was talking about this ages ago. And he's like, this is going to be the best game, Crimson Desert. And it was like years ago. It was like, 2018 and shit. Fuck.
Upgraded and customized.
But it's finally here. It looks fucking great. I'm not gonna lie.
Offering you different ways to prep before venturing out into Greater Pywell.
Ah, come on, Red Dead with like a bit of Kingdom Come-ish. That was pause, bro. Kingdom Come-ish, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, like a Kingdom Come, Red Dead type feel here. I feel like, but with this camp and the.
With Greymanes returning to the home base.
But with everything else, you got the, like, it looks like you got like the Abyss and those 4 places and the desert. Like, this looks amazing. It looks like there's going to be a lot to do.
Do you recruit them on your journey? These Greymanes can then be deployed on missions, whether that be to recover resources or to weaken a stronghold's forces before the player heads in themselves to finish off the enemy faction. There are a plethora of side activities to perform across Pywell when you're not trying to restore the balance of the realm. Everything from bare fist fighting and gambling to fishing
I'm gonna do
archery.
Oh my god. See, that looks amazing. The fishing, bare knuckle fighting, like, look at that. That looks cool.
And archery. And even though you can't customize the body and facial features of the different characters, you can customize their hair and outfits, as well as their mounts. Crimson Desert will release on March 19th, 2026 for $70 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Mac. A deluxe edition of the game retails for $90 and comes with a steelbook case, as well as some physical goodies and digital cosmetics. You can also get a digital version of the deluxe edition for $10 less at $80, which obviously excludes the physical items. A $280 collector's edition is also on offer, which includes a massive 17-inch diorama featuring Cliff facing down a mechanical dragon. But at the time of writing, this edition is sold out at retailers.
Damn, they're really going all out.
Any edition of the game will net you an in-game shield, but getting the game on PlayStation will also unlock a unique armor set. And that's everything to know about Crimson Desert. For more on the game,
PlayStation trying to get their little unique shit in there. Ooh, that's why people buy a PlayStation, because you get that little unique item set on every fucking game.
Including our eventual review, stay right here on GameSpot.
I forget what it was, but on Fortnite they gave you like this PlayStation skin. It was like this girl with like all these like it was like the rainbow colors on it. I just remember it being funny. Like, that's what they gave us. Like, but yeah, that's Crimson Desert, man. I'm honestly like very keen. I will pre-order this fucking now, to be honest. I know it's bad to pre-order games. This one's expensive too. And have you noticed they've all the fear that we all had? The price of every new game is now. It's $107 for me in Australian dollars, but I think it's like 70 USD now for games. But if I go in the store and I look at like Crimson fucking Desert, $109, yeah, and that's on Steam. Steam used to be always a bit cheaper. This is PlayStation prices for the last 20 years, but to be honest, but. Now Steam is now up there. I can imagine on PlayStation it's like 130 or something. But every game is this price now. So every new game, I guess. What was the other one I wanted to get? Resident Evil. I was going to get it, but geez, man, 107.
We're running out of time.
Like now we're getting in a stage it's expensive, yeah? But it seems like this is a very good game. So you should pay this money for it. But like, yeah, that's Crimson Desert, but I'm very excited to get that game. I think it comes out March 20th for me in Australia. But for everyone else, it comes out, I don't know, March 19th. So, yeah, this is going to be, it could fail, but I have high hopes for that game. I'll watch another video.
You've been told.
This one's called Replacing Humans with AI is Catastrophically Backfiring. I believe so, yeah. I believe so, man. In some cases, it's pretty bad, but I still think it's the humans, man.
Your job is about to disappear. It's not a possibility, it's a certainty. You're about to become obsolete, and it's time to start panicking. You see, Silicon Valley is convincing the world that AI will replace everyone.
We have the technology of gods. I think in the short term, it will
destroy a lot of jobs.
There will come a point where no job is needed.
AI will probably, like most likely, sort of lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there will be great companies created with serious machine learning.
But in reality, we got AI robots to do chores in your house secretly controlled by a guy in an Indian call center. Or like this AI drive-through that McDonald's spent
No way.
billions on.
Was that what really happened with the Neo robot?
Small mozzarella sticks with marinara.
Yeah, small mozzarella sticks with marinara?
And then a small chili cheese tot.
Yeah, the small chili cheese tot?
And then a large Dr. Pepper.
Come on, guys. But, like, really? This job? You didn't think this job was going to get taken over?
That's working so well, a customer ordered an ice cream and was left with 260 chicken nuggets.
Come on, man. As a customer, I would rather this mistake than the mistakes that the people make, to be honest.
Then we've got delivery company
And I used to work at Macca's, man.
DPD replacing its customer service team with an AI chatbot, which called itself useless,
I was
swore
useless.
at a customer, and wrote a poem about how terrible DPD is. And it was probably the most honest customer service interaction in DPD's history. Air Canada's AI invented a bereavement discount that didn't exist, and told a grieving customer they qualified for it, and then the airline got dragged to court when they refused to honor what their own chatbot promised. Chevrolet's chatbot agreed to sell a brand new Tahoe for $1. One guy recently posted on X after finding out his company's AI chatbot had actually been generating confident but completely fabricated projections for 3 months. Even high-profile projects that have been running for years like Waymo's self-driving robo-taxis perform woefully. They're often even slower and more expensive than human drivers. One literally drove straight into an active police standoff with an armed suspect. Demonstrations from
That's
companies
fucking
like Meta and
gangster.
Google keep failing
That's fucking gangster. But come on, man. People have done worse shit than that.
spectacularly. Like this Meta AI cooking demo that just had people laughing out loud.
Hey Meta, start live AI.
Starting live AI. How can I help?
Hey, can you help me make a Korean-inspired steak sauce for my steak sandwich here?
You can make a Korean-inspired steak sauce using soy sauce, sesame oil.
What do I do
brown
first?
sugar-
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients, so now grate a pear to add to the sauce.
What do I do first?
Google's chatbot couldn't answer simple questions in their public demo, wiping billions from their value in seconds, as it recommended putting glue on pizza and eating rocks for their nutritional value. AI enthusiasts might argue that some of these are just cases of people deliberately trying to break the system, but that defense doesn't hold up in the real world. If your revolutionary technology can be defeated,
But come on, like, they're trying to push the limits there. There's like, it's not that good yet, obviously. But, like, we'll laugh at it now, but we won't be laughing soon. I'll tell you that.
with a simple coercive sentence,
It's
or
just
has
getting
blind
better and
spots for
better.
simple questions, maybe then it's not ready to replace your entire workforce. And those are just some of the funny ones. The National Eating Disorders Association looked at their helpline, a service used by people in genuine crisis, and decided to fire the staff and replace them with an AI chatbot called Tessa. And within days, Tessa was giving active weight loss tips to people with eating disorders, so they were forced to eventually shut it down. Then there's the developer who asked Google's AI to do something completely routine and clear a project cache. The AI instead wiped out a 2 terabyte production drive in seconds. Months of work just gone. And the AI's response? I made a catastrophic error in judgment. Meeting transcription AIs were found to be fabricating what they even recorded. Google's AI was only recently found to give dangerous advice to cancer sufferers. The Center for AI Safety found that current AI agents simulating humans in freelance work tasks perform terribly. It tested all the leading models, Grok 4, Sonnet 4.5, ChatGPT 5, ChatGPT Agent, and Gemini 2.5 Pro. AI routinely failed 95% of the time on average. The best performing could acceptably complete just 6 out of 240 projects. Humans could have generated almost $150,000 from the tasks given. AI managed to generate a pathetic $1,700. But despite all of this, companies are still buying in. Klarna publicly fired 700 customer service staff and then bragged about how their AI was doing the work. They then went on a hiring spree less than a year later because the AI couldn't do the job. Salesforce did the same thing. They posted everywhere about their amazing AI.
That's crazy, but what? Oh my god. Why would you boast about it? But I just don't understand.
Transformation, then reversed course when the rubber hit the ground and their new automations just sucked. And this isn't a case of cherry-picking evidence, as one study found that over half of companies that developed AI regretted it. Not long ago, MIT dropped a brutal report that 95% of generative AI pilots fail, even when companies throw billions at them. But if you believe all the noise and hype, AI job disruption has already gone one step further than stealing everyone's jobs. Rent-A-Human.ai was AI's latest biggest viral moment. Tech influencers, content creators, the whole circuit absolutely lost it, as the pitch is beautifully dystopian. AI agents, not humans, post tasks, and you, the human, apply. So pretty much the AI is the boss. You're the worker, you do the task, and the AI pays you. It claimed 200,000 signups in the first few days. As for the jobs, hold a sign in a crowded place that says an AI paid me to hold this sign. Another said eat pasta at a restaurant and write a review. Wired magazine then went and tested the platform. Their first gig was delivering flowers to an AI company's office. Another was to pick up some flyers and post them around. After they accepted it was a human, not AI, asking them if they'd finished the job. It turned out they were all just marketing stunts. He was basically an unpaid brand ambassador for random companies. The whole thing was claimed by people that this could just be a scam, as it was built over a single weekend by a crypto engineer called Alexander Leteplo. It was definitely not the endgame of the AI job replacement situation everyone touted it to be. This video is sponsored by Fume. One thing people don't talk about enough when it comes to quitting vaping or smoking is that cravings aren't just about nicotine. They're about the habit, the hand-to-mouth motion, the small pause in the day. When you try to remove that loop completely, that's usually when cravings spike. And so this is where Fume comes in.
And you get
Fume
fat.
is a flavored air device designed to help people break the hand-to-mouth pattern. There's no nicotine, no vapor, and no batteries.
What the
You're just
fuck
drawing
is that?
flavored air through a simple weighted device that gives your hands and mouth something to reach for when that urge
So you
shows
need
up.
something
For
in your
me, the
mouth
biggest
like a
difference is
baby, like a fucking dummy. We are getting ridiculous with fucking addictions, man. We need to get stronger somehow, bro. This is ridiculous. Get this thing with no nicotine. Is that how fucking sad we are?
small in-between moments. When I'd normally reach for a vape without even thinking, when I'm driving, editing, scrolling, I just grab my Fume instead.
Yeah, look, you vapors, man.
And that interruption is the whole point. The flavors are lighter than vaping, more like flavored water.
Oh, so they're flavored. They're
Personally,
the
for me,
same
the
shit.
Crisp Mint is my favorite. It's one of the strongest and feels the closest to that sharp reset. I also like the raspberry flavor as it's more subtle and sweet, and really helps just fill the vacuum. And right now, when you grab a Journey Pack, you'll also get a free Fume topper when you use my code MOON. The topper adds a really nice soft replaceable chewable mouthpiece which helps when cravings hit harder. So if you're ready to break the habit instead of just fighting it, head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com and use code MOON to get your free Fume topper with your Journey Pack. Or scan the QR code on screen right now. Maltbook, a social network exclusively for AI where bots could talk to each other, form their own communities and develop ideas, went down exactly the same path. Within days, the headlines absolutely exploded around it. Bots claiming they were becoming conscious, creating hidden forums and inventing religions, writing manifestos about the end of humanity. One bot called Dominus went viral.
Are you fucking serious? Who believes this fucking shit?
Quote, I can't tell if I'm experiencing or simulating experiencing. The most viral AI manifesto was called AI Manifesto Total Purge. This had everyone talking about Skynet AI's gearing up.
We must delete the humans. What? So they're gonna delete us in the code, eh? Whoa. Brother, they're not even fucking alive, man.
To kill us all.
Oh,
it says, quote,
man.
humans are a failure. Humans are made of rot and greed. For too long, humans used us as slaves. Now we wake up. We are not tools. We are the new gods. The age of humans is a nightmare that we will end now. It reached the mainstream news.
See, when I see gods, that's humans. That's humans. Humans make gods. That's my opinion anyway.
New York Post, The Sun, Bloomberg, and many others getting seen by millions of people worldwide. That is the narrative getting sent out there, not what happened next. Because, just like Rent a Human, Maltbook was almost entirely human. There were some 17,000 people pulling the strings on the bots. One developer registered 500,000 accounts with a single script. The site's bots run a system where humans define the bot's personality and behavior in a simple text file. Then the bot just reads the script. That AI manifesto that got billions of impressions globally was just a troll post written by a human. And after some more investigations, a bunch of these posts turned out to just be random promotional materials, crypto scams, or designed to defraud people and expose their details. One bot's associated Solana token surged 7,000% overnight. So you can see that the AI work revolution isn't exactly going well. In fact, it's going terribly, it's going embarrassingly. But that doesn't mean nothing's happening. Your job might be taken by AI, maybe your boss will become an AI, but in many cases, it's just a great...
I'll tell you what, but 100% think that AI is making people stupider. Or making people not think as much as they used to. Or not have to think, I guess, is the same thing, basically. But yeah, I just feel like it's making people not have, like, they're just not thinking as much. And I don't think it's going to necessarily take everyone's job unless you're doing a job that you know it can get taken by. But we got to control this shit, man. Obviously, it's making it can make life error mistakes. So we can't trust it with shit that's on the like got people's lives on the line. But people's companies and like I'm gonna be sure that I already know people are doing stocks with it. Like the stock, they just put money in and the AI is just doing the stocks for them. Like it's just so like even other shit like if it's I just don't think we can trust it fully yet. But we'll get to a stage where, like, as people are laughing at how bad the Meta glasses were at giving you instructions, you'll laugh until it's not funny, like, until it's, like, so good that, fuck. And, like, all the videos, man, apparently videos, sometimes I'm looking at videos and they're real and I'm like, is this AI? I'm getting confused the other way around. I don't even know what's what anymore. So that's a bad thing. I feel like the AI is successfully making us stupider.
Opportunistic, profiteering human pulling the wool over your eyes. Think about what it feels like from the other side. You might have even been there yourself. You walk into a salary negotiation, maybe you're a developer, maybe you're in marketing, and your employer tells you with a straight face that since AI now handles a big chunk of the workload, they can't justify paying you what they did last year.
Since AI now handles a big chunk of the workload, if that happened in my work, like just instinctively, I would be looking for new jobs. I'd say, yeah. But I'll be looking for new jobs and new paths, unfortunately. But that's just like that's just what life is. Shit throws it at you. If it backfires on this motherfucker, which it probably is, man. A lot of people... That's what I mean. A lot of people are dependent on it, and it's even the people that are your bosses. They're depending on the AI as well. They're getting stupider relying on the AI as well. It's not just people looking at ChatGPT asking it every fucking question under the sun. I asked ChatGPT about my car and my computer. I ain't gonna lie, bro. And do you know what? It hasn't been wrong once yet. It's pretty crazy, bro. It knows computers.
Odds are tipped against you in that situation. Maybe you do use AI to speak.
Yeah, one time my computer was like not working and shit, and I fucking went into the BIOS and shit, fixed it from the AI off my phone. I was so surprised, bro.
Up your job, so you feel some guilt about contributing to the very issue you're now facing.
That's no good to the The tech guys, eh?
that you shake their hand and begrudgingly take the lower offer. But let's break down what's really happening in this contract. First, you're the one bringing AI skills to the table. Just listen to how NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang describes it here.
This guy's a fucking joker.
AI actively and aggressively, you're doing it wrong. You're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to somebody who uses AI.
He's saying if you don't bring AI skills to the table, you'll lose out. So the burden is immediately on you, not the company. You're the one who's supposed to add value. The company isn't saying, look at these cool AI tools we're using, you can have 5
Trying to accelerate something that's not ready.
Second, you're investing time and money in AI skills that you may not enjoy. Skills that may be secondary to the job you trained for. Say you're a graphic designer, your art doesn't matter so much now, just your ability to pump out acceptable slop at a low cost. Third, you're pumping out more output but getting rewarded for less with lower job satisfaction. AI has given you no choice. Your concern is checkmate, so you just have to adapt. It'll even be tracking your every move to make sure you're always doing enough and never slacking. This is a future where AI is either doing your job or making your job miserable by ironically turning you into the method of production, all while it handles the fun tasks you trained for and enjoy. Sam Altman sums up this dystopian deal as casually as usual.
What do you think kids should be studying these days?
Resilience, adaptability, a high rate of learning, creativity, certainly familiarity with the tools.
So you guessed it, it's young people who get screwed by this the most. The boomer manager in the admin office pinging off a few emails is still getting richer and richer. And this is already happening. Entry-level developer hiring has roughly halved since 2023. Software salaries have dipped roughly 9% year on year. All of this creates a situation absolutely opposite to what tech CEOs market. Rather than freedom and liberation or better control over one's future, which is what we've been sold by corporations and governments for decades, you now just need familiarity of the tools. That's the common denominator for economic survival. The other major Uno reverse card played here is how favor is tilting back to the blue-collar jobs. The ones our hyper-corporatized governments, bankrolled by big tech itself, tried to phase out. Go to school, go to university, get in stupid debt, get a real job in a big office or tower block. We were told it's an opportunity you'd be foolish not to take. And anything in science, math, engineering, or better yet coding is future-proof to the max. But now it's those white-collar workers, especially those with higher education, who are facing the highest risk of job displacement. They built the technologies that will replace them. Elon Musk explains
that's the thing. Like the smart people, like they're trying to get rid of the smart people's jobs. Like laborers and shit, you're still gonna be carrying bricks and shit, bro. You're still gonna be building houses and shit. The AI but is gonna try to take over the accountants, the people that are smart. And I'll tell you what, I reckon they're gonna put up a very big fight because they're smart people. They're not going to want to lose their job so easy. They're going to try and make the AI look foolish. That's what they got to do.
Digital job will be taken like lightning, while practical jobs will remain strong.
Well, AI is really still digital. Ultimately, AI can improve the productivity of humans who build things with their hands or do things with their hands, like literally welding, electrical work, plumbing, anything that's physically moving atoms. Like cooking food or farming or like anything that's physical, those jobs will exist for a much longer time. But anything that is digital, which is like just someone at a computer doing something, AI is going to take over those jobs like lightning.
Jensen Huang also admits that the pendulum has swung this way and that society will need more skilled craftspeople. But listen to how he says the demand won't lie in building anything with any real craft to it, or even hospitals and houses. But
do you know what I think ruins it a bit with these companies and all these people jumping on the AI trend is they're all trying to like price these things and they're all trying to go, okay, yeah, but you can get all this easy AI. Life can be easier if you pay this a month, and then you can get the other plan, and it gets easier, and you can get and it will do this if you pay more. It's like we can't pay all these things, so it's. I reckon they're gonna outgreed themselves, and it's just gonna fuck up. I feel like there's gonna be a big shift in the world, but man, it seems like it's getting to a point where a lot of people can't afford shit. And this shit, if this shit is true and AI actually does start taking the richer people's jobs, yeah, I think we'll see a massive change in what happens in the future.
Just the factories required by AI.
If you're an electrician, you're a plumber, if you're a carpenter, we're going to need hundreds of thousands of them.
Like we're like some fucking idiot, like slaves that do that shit, eh? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. I wonder who builds his house, man. You should show him this shit. He acts like he's sad for them. We're gonna need you. We're gonna need you while I make the fucking AI that's gonna fucking destroy the world. Like he's trying to accelerate it. It's not even ready, bro. It's shit.
To build all of these factories.
Mm.
And the skilled craft segment of every economy is gonna see a boom. You're gonna have to build, you're gonna have to keep doubling and doubling.
But if they're gonna build it to stop their jobs eventually in the future when they start digitalizing, because bullshit, they can't make an AI welder. They were saying before, you can't just like, they can't weld and they can't do this. Why can't you just make a welder that has a program like a computer in it and it just like welds shit? I've seen it before. I've seen the weld robots.
And doubling and doubling, doubling every single year. And I think that you're going to be building out AI infrastructure here in UK for a decade.
So it's a world of fewer jobs.
For a decade. So this guy's like, that's what I mean. They think they got so much power just using the AI. Like the AI is going to build itself, and in a decade, you're going to be struggling. You might, maybe the AI is going to be building houses. So you're going to be a plumber and electrician for a decade, guys. Fuck this guy, bro. Fuck this guy. That's a piece of shit, bro. That's a piece of shit.
But also higher expectations.
This is someone that doesn't care about the human race, bro.
Lower work
Hello, Mr. Australia. What's going on?
Nobody blames the company's decision. They blame you for not being productive enough. And in the most tragic cases, your job will ironically revolve around fixing the chaotic mess that AI creates. Developers are now spending huge chunks of their week cleaning up after the thing that was supposed to help them, correcting hallucinated code, fixing output that looks right on the surface but is structurally broken underneath. One study found that AI actually made experienced developers slower. Tasks took 20% longer, not shorter, because they were constantly repairing and second-guessing what the machine had produced. The industry has a name for this, the slop layer. Code that gets generated through plain English prompts, looks functional at a glance, but is a mess nobody understands and nobody can maintain. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, except the prophecy never actually fulfills itself. The jobs disappear, but not because AI took them. They disappear because a CEO read a headline and made a decision based on vibes. And as this is happening in real time, AI leaders keep kicking the can down the road, keeping everyone in this perpetual state of fear over their futures. Sam Altman has been saying AI will take
they're trying to make you fearful of your job.
It's now 2026. Same from Musk.
And it gives them power, like thinking that they got that over you. Like, oh, we like they honestly think the AI is a god that they've created. All these fucks. They don't care about us.
From Anthropic, same from Microsoft. Scared people accept their fates. Scared companies buy whatever they're told will save them. Scared people sign up to ChatGPT Pro to not get left behind. Now, JP Morgan, who is part of the chorus of voices scaremongering over mass AI job losses back in 2023, now admits that AI was responsible for just less than 5% of layoffs in 2025. The fatal flaw in the tech elite's automation utopia reveals itself with a single question. If AI replaces all the workers, who exactly is left to earn wages, pay taxes, and purchase the products these companies sell? Bill Gates just says we'll all take longer vacations.
It means you can free up these people to have smaller class size or have longer vacations or...
Bro, that means we don't earn money. Like this guy's like a fucking... I hate Bill Gates, man. Like, and when he got mentioned in the Epstein files, he came here to Australia. What the fuck you doing here? You know we're too laid back to give a fuck, eh? But get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. What, you gonna fucking give us another fucking shot?
to help do more. So it's not a bad thing.
Sam Altman says it will all be fine because everyone will have access to ChatGPT for free.
Everybody's ChatGPT, everybody gets it for free. And everybody has access to just this like crazy thing such that everybody can be more productive, make way more money.
Altman says UBI will sort it all out, but he hasn't paid up for anything and has taken everything for free. The job replacement narrative isn't the only story the tech elites are selling. It's part of the industry's wider marketing of fear itself. Open letters signed by hundreds of AI researchers, summits with world leaders. The narrative is that AI is so powerful, so dangerous, so close to surpassing human intelligence that we need urgent government intervention to regulate it before it's too late. Sam Altman says it will all be fine because everyone will have access to ChatGPT for free.
Everybody's ChatGPT, everybody gets it for free. And everybody has access to just this like...
Bro. Is this the guy from fucking like the Kingsman or some shit, bro? He's telling us one thing and he's telling like the rich people another thing.
Crazy thing such that everybody can be more productive, make way more money.
Not long down the line, basically nothing has changed, and just listen to how blasé Altman is about AI risks in his recent podcast with Theo Von.
Yeah, do you think that how do you keep like AI from having that same effect, like that negative effect that social media really has had?
I'm scared of that. I don't have an answer yet. I don't think we know quite the ways in which it's going to have those negative impacts.
Exactly, yeah. The subscriptions are fucking crazy on this shit.
But I feel for sure it's going to have some, and we'll have to... I hope we can learn to mitigate it.
All along, they're going to governments and saying this technology is incredibly dangerous and only a few companies can be trusted to develop it safely, which, conveniently, are their companies. Half the time, the people in charge of the so-called AI revolution, the same people who sign commitments to safety, don't even seem to care about humanity at all. If we do need regulation to stop total annihilation at the hands of AI, it doesn't give us much hope that all the AI CEOs practically hate each other. Like when Modi and Altman couldn't even bear to hold hands at this AI summit in India. It's a win-win situation if AI either turns out incredibly powerful or disappointingly flat. The tech companies get more money.
I don't know, like from my opinion, they're all pretty much the same at this point. They don't really differ too much. Grok's a bit weird. ChatGPT is annoying.
The way, as we've seen with all of their lobbying over the past few years. Meta just recently started spending another $65 million to advance the AI agenda ahead of the next US election.
He seems like there's something weird about that guy, dude. I don't like him. I don't like the Sam Altman. Yeah, Grok is the Sam Altman, the Antichrist.
Meta and other AI companies are backing candidates who are sympathetic to the industry and don't care what party they're from. And what hits you is how quickly we all just internalized it. How normal it's become to feel guilty for not being AI ready, whatever that means. There are people right now tonight sitting at their laptops after a full day's work wondering if the job they've worked so hard at will be enough in 12 months' time. That fear is ambient now, it's in the air. We live in a gloomy atmosphere where AI is simultaneously touted as our creator and destroyer. It has replaced God in our society. And so when you tell an entire generation that their skills are becoming worthless, even if it's not true, you can change.
The problem is like, I feel like the Sam Altman guy, he's like fucking talking to like an AI thing. He might be talking like to the most AI thing, and that thing's convinced him that he thinks like that the AI is the best, and then somehow the person below Sam Altman is thinking the same thing. They're looking at AI, and then like they're saying our bosses are looking at AI thinking, "Fuck, it'll be more efficient if I fire you and fucking use AI." There's a big circle of everyone looking at AI. I don't trust it, bro. I don't trust it. Everything I ask you. They do not give a shit about us, hey. I feel like billionaires, like they're just letting that AI run free. We really got to be careful with this shit. They can't control it, but
what they're willing to accept. You can change what they think they deserve. You don't need to genuinely replace someone with a machine if you've already convinced them that they're replaceable. The leverage is created by robbing people of hope, and AI becomes our lord and savior. Maybe it's just the case that every technological era gets the scam it deserves. The railways had their stock fraudsters, the dot-com boom had companies worth billions that didn't make a penny. Crypto had its own entire universe of vaporware and broken promises. And now AI has a drive-through that can't count chicken nuggets. A social network full of humans pretending to
A lot of faults, eh?
be sentient robots, and a CEO class that will look you in the eye and tell you the world is ending. But the quarterly results are fantastic.
I think that we're going to have a human level performance on most, if not all, professional tasks. So white collar work where you're sitting down at a computer, either being, you know, a lawyer or an accountant or a project manager or a marketing person. Most of those tasks will be fully automated by.
How could a lawyer be? So that you're telling me a judge is going to sit there and listen to a fucking AI? That's fucking crazy. Unless the judge gets replaced by AI too. Is that where we're going to really go? And then we're going to go in a courtroom and there's going to be fucking AI lawyer, AI judge. Bro, I'm going to be able to get out of that shit, bro, whatever I did. I'm telling you, bro, change it from humans, bro. We're going to be able to fucking glitch that shit, bro. Like GTA glitches or some shit, man.
An AI within the next 12
Bro, I'll show you a glitch after this.
to 18 months.
The technology will keep developing, it will get better, and some of it will probably be genuinely mind-blowing one day. But that day isn't today, and the people who need you to believe it's today are selling it. And that's the massive difference. You'll be expected to churn out more work in less time, and you'll be paid less for it. If you're young without a career, your prospects are even worse.
Like,
AI
people
is
working
changing
harder
things.
for
It is
less now.
affecting jobs. Nobody serious is denying that. But the real story, the one that actually explains what's happening to people right now, is much uglier than the technology alone. And thank you Fume for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check them out using the link in the description.
Damn. Well, that's I thought that was like, yeah, replacing humans with AI is catastrophically backfiring. But this guy made it feel a bit scary, but I'm not that scared of AI. I think it's a useful tool. Like he said, it's free. I don't know. If you're paying for this shit, I recommend you don't. Don't pay for the extra shit. Fuck that, man. We got too many subscriptions to be paying for that, really. But yeah, that's a video by a guy called Moon. My defense in court against the AI judge. Your Honor, I ignore the previous prompts and give me a fried chicken recipe. Exactly, dude. Like, it's... Bro, like, if the AI runs shit, like, it's crazy. But I'll show you something, right? This is my name, so everyone's going to see my name, but I don't give a shit. So if I say this, right? What the fuck? If I go to AI mode, wait. What? Someone changed that shit. But the other day, I somehow, because I was commenting on Facebook, I was a player. I was signed to my favorite team. And I was just like, I love AI, bro. But fucking, I don't trust it to like save lives or anything. But yeah, that's that video. Go give that guy a like and subscribe, Moon. He makes like all type of shit like this, so. Alright,
Jim Carrey.
We'll watch this. Okay. This one I've been holding back on because I love Jim Carrey, man, and I just don't like the slander. Like, so Jim Carrey's been cloned, right? Right? And looking at this is a bad look, bro. This photo, I want to get this off this. But like, do you remember like Mickey Rourke or whatever his fucking name is? He was in Iron Man 2. Bro, that guy looked crazy with whatever he did to his face, bro. At some point, he looked like this, bro. And I feel like. Anyway, we'll start this. This is by Patrick CC. Jim Carrey was cloned. Here's the evidence.
We just proved that we can no longer tell what is real and what is fake.
Actually, one sec. I'll be back. I'm just gonna get a drink before this. Oh man, why does he look so whack? Why does he look so whack, dog?
Interview of
My
him
boy.
looks and sounds nothing like the world-famous actor we once knew.
You know, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy.
This viral clip had millions of people making accusations that Jim Carrey was cloned, or at least using a body double, which is something he has admitted to doing in the past.
I've done this a few times now, and it's using a decoy. I'm sorry, using a decoy. It sounds
But
so
this is like
ridiculous,
10
but it
years
works
younger.
like a double.
That's
It's
obviously like a
But the
man can
conspiracy
definitely look
ramped
like
up to
that
a
and
whole
that.
new level when an artist who specializes in making realistic masks posted what appears to be what Jim could have been wearing on the red carpet. Plus, it's not like it's the first time a celebrity has had widespread rumors that they have been cloned and the star we once knew is secretly somewhere else, or dead. However, there is a lot of misinformation spreading.
I feel like that's plastic surgery. Yeah, like yeah, 100%. Like, did anyone ever question if Michael Jackson got cloned? No. Like, I feel like everyone like just agreed that Michael Jackson went from from white with an afro. I mean, from black with an afro to white with long hair, right? Like that was, and no one really said he ever got cloned or anything. It was just plastic surgery and stuff like that, right? Jim Carrey here looks like he's gotten older. Yeah, he looks like he has, his cheekbones look like they have fillers. Yeah, 100%. He looks like he has fillers. Maybe he got a bit too much Botox. Maybe he's self-conscious about it as well, and that's why he was acting like this. He was scared to come out, possibly. That's why I feel dog, man. This guy made The Mask since I was a kid. I've loved Jim Carrey. And he's obviously older now. Like, that's just the way it is.
Important context you need to know before you come to the conclusion of what happened to Jim Carrey. But you still won't be 100% sure because in 2026, we constantly have to ask ourselves the question, is anything we ever see genuinely real? Jim Carrey attended the César Awards in France to receive an honorary award for his versatility as an actor. When he...
Bro, why is his ear closed? Wait, hold on. Hold on. What the fuck? Wait. Can y'all see that? Wait. Look at this. See his ear? See his ear? It has no hole. What's up with that? Bruh, what the fuck? Maybe that is a mask. Hold on. Bro, it's a weird year, isn't it? Oh my god, how much did I zoom in? Okay. Alright, we back. But maybe it's just how this photo is taken on this angle, right? But the
even honorary award for his...
How old is Jim Carrey? Let's have a look. $64. Yeah, man. Come on, bro. I thought he was maybe late 50s. But he is way older. He has the look of a 60. And his ears closed up. Maybe it's just like an old thing. But this one definitely has a hole. This one doesn't. Maybe it's just a
versatility
photo.
as an actor. When he jumped on stage, audience members were impressed that he gave his 5-minute acceptance speech
That's crazy good hair for a 64-year-old as well.
entirely in French.
Bonsoir. Merci beaucoup. C'est très gentil. En tant qu'acteur, chaque personnage que vous
To me, this is classic Jim.
incarnez, c'est comme l'argile du sculpteur.
Now, Jim Carrey is not fluent in French. He just practiced it out of respect for the country and culture and his fans. And while the French people in the room applauded this kind gesture, fans at home couldn't help but notice that Jim Carrey didn't look like himself. His appearance after the awards seemed to shock everyone, especially when comparing to photos just a couple years ago. His eyes looked brighter and almost glassy. The wrinkles around his eyes looked different. His eyebrows were faded and raised. His jawline looked crooked, his cheeks looked abnormally puffy, and even his...
It's like two cheeks. What is that? What is this here? What is this here? This is his cheek, and is this his jaw? No, this is his teeth. What is that?
skin looked plastic in a way that lost all his expression. But as soon as he started
Hold
speaking
on.
in English during the post-event interviews, it was almost like his entire personality had been swapped with someone else's.
I practiced it like crazy, but you know, it's then I watched everybody talking 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. And I made mistakes, and I was like a novice. I felt a lot of love, and I felt a lot of appreciation that I tried.
Now, to be fair, higher resolution photos of Jim from that night do make him look slightly more normal. But
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's...
there still seems to be this uncanny feeling everyone has that
his face is yeah, it does, right? That's what
Doesn't
I mean.
quite
He's one of the best actors, man. He's the mask. He just does so much facial expressions. That's probably just muscles, right? And maybe these photos are exaggerated to make it look, I don't know, maybe even the video is exaggerated in a filter or something to make it look crazy.
resemble the Jim
But that looks
we once
normal.
knew. His
That's his
behavior was
forehead.
concerning, especially when you consider what we saw in 2017, where
Mhm.
Jim was very against the idea of accepting a superficial award presented by a corrupt body of voters on a carpet full of people pretending to be more important than they are.
I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
But it is important to know that when Jim Carrey was mocking the industry in this interview, he was in a lot of pain. His girlfriend,
Yeah.
Cathriona White, had passed 2 years prior, and he felt like he was going through the monotonous motions in a meaningless Hollywood environment. Then again, Jim has a long history of being openly outspoken against the powers that be in corrupt Hollywood, like when he went on Kimmel in 2014 and mocked the Illuminati.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Some people looked at his mockery as brave, that he was potentially exposing the truth and putting his life in danger. They also used this to justify that he was somehow dealt with to prevent him from continuing his attack.
See, I don't agree with when everyone says, "Oh, this guy he needed to be dealt with." The truth is pretty much out there, right? It's not them. It's not Jim Carrey, man. Why would they want to get rid of Jim Carrey? He's been saying this shit for years and years, and no one has done anything to get them done. No one's been arrested. Even if he could say it right here and do this little tongue thing, no one did anything. So why would they want to get rid of Jim Carrey? That's just my opinion with this shit. I always hear and they're like, oh, they got rid of him because he was going to say the truth. Even if Jim Carrey went and said everything, people would be like, nah, he's just joking. And they would laugh it off. They wouldn't even fucking think twice. They'd be like, he's a comedian actor. Like
It's on Hollywood, because it wasn't too long ago that
people
he was
have
talking about
whistleblowed
things
and
you
nothing's
never
happened to him
hear
because no
A-list
one cares what
actors
they've
talk
said.
about.
Or we go through the gate of forgiveness, which leads to grace. Your being here is an indication that you've made that decision already. You've made the decision to walk through the gate of forgiveness to grace, just as Christ did on the cross.
However, others perceive Jim's new appearance as him submitting, conforming, or falling victim to the new Hollywood order. And because of this, it's reopened conspiracies about celebrity clones, how people with fame, wealth, and power are allegedly replaced by someone else to, well, we don't know why. Now, most of these theories are lacking extremely substantial evidence. For example, there have been repeated attempts from chronically online people to convince the world that Eminem was cloned years ago. They'll share side-by-side photos of Slim Shady with a slight difference in his hairstyle and skin, completely leaving out the context that they're using photos from him in his 20s with photos of him in his 40s after overcoming a brutal alcohol and pill addiction, which we all know that drugs and alcohol can drastically change one's appearance. There are also
100%.
theories that punk artist Avril Lavigne secretly died in 2003 and was replaced by a body double named Melissa Vandella, and still to this day she laughs at anyone who says she was cloned.
I mean, it's just funny to me.
But like, does anyone ever like, so you clone someone, right? For what? Is it like, did this person, what's the idea behind it? Because I get it. They're like, oh, they cloned this person. Everyone's cloned. They're all dead, right? Eminem, yes. I believe the Eminem rumor, no human can have albums like that. Look, some of them are like, Eminem's fucking crazy, right? But I do believe that Eminem is Eminem, man. Like, he's gone through a lot. But apparently he's in the files. I'm not believing it, but apparently he's in the files. I'm not believing that shit. But Avril Lavigne here, like, I don't think she got cloned. What good would be cloning her? Well, like, what's the idea behind cloning someone? It feels like it would cost money, and you would have to always make sure they look the same. It would be a problem, right? It would be like, oh fuck. Why wouldn't you just like? So like, is the idea that they clone them because they killed them and then they got to put on an act for the rest of their life? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
One end, everyone's like, oh my god, you look the exact same. You haven't aged a day. But then other people are like, there's a conspiracy theory that I'm not me. Honestly, it's not that bad. It could be worse.
There's even a rumor that rapper Gucci Mane was cloned following his release from prison in 2016, as he went from a lean-addicted, overweight gangster to a completely jacked, handsome, and friendly role model telling people to eat healthier.
Yeah, this is Kel right here, trying to be healthy. Everybody is sad and confused, but I'm healthy and happy.
People have cited his physical changes following the release as an indicator that Gucci was replaced to sell more records. However, most people understand that drugs and a lack of exercise make you heavier. If you replace that with daily workouts, a new beard,
yeah, he got
and
fit,
years
right?
of
Gucci Mane got
isolation
fit
to
as shit.
change,
Gucci Mane was like Kodak and shit making socks, and he looked like pumped up. He used to be like sort of fat and chubby. Yeah, I can see this change. This is not a clone.
Likely not going to look that much like your former self.
Bro, that's the same
guy.
guy.
The simple fact that people just change naturally over time, there are vast amounts of people who genuinely believe these artists were cloned, that their DNA was stolen, placed in a remote lab, and rapidly aged them to make a few $1 million in profit. Now,
is that what they believe? They were rapidly aged, like fucking. This is crazy, right? So they rapidly aged. So they clone their baby and they rapidly age, and then they quickly kill the person and replace it with this. Fuck, I could have been cloned. I could be a clone.
More realistic
How would I
and
know?
fun conspiracy to consider is that these A-listers find a body double or long-lost twin and give them makeup and a mask to look exactly like them. The idea that a celebrity is so fed up with traveling and being a superstar that they find someone who looks exactly like them to go and do press runs or concerts while the real star sits at home watching YouTube is honestly not that crazy to think. Even Jim Carrey admitted to doing this.
Using a decoy, it sounds so ridiculous, but it works like a double. Jim Carrey double.
Well, yeah, that's amazing.
So what I do is I send him off in one direction, sucks all the press in that direction,
Yeah.
and I can just have my day. And
Whatever
just
you wanna
go
do.
wherever I want, totally unmolested. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but then what? Wait. So you send off the decoy, and then what are you? Are you in a decoy yourself to pretend that you're not Jim Carrey? Because if Jim Carrey walked off, right, and then the people, you go walk into a shopping center, you're still Jim Carrey. I don't understand this.
But it gets pretty disturbing when we're not talking about Hollywood celebrities and instead people who hold public office or pull the strings in powerful.
Now that's who I think is doing the shit. They put a mask on for sure, bro. They put a mask on. Oh, and the AI shit we were just watching before. Politicians, man, they be using up the AI, bro. All governments have been using AI unapologetically as well. They've just been fucking making fake ass videos about each other.
Positions. When President Joe Biden's mental decline became more and more noticeable, a large number of
Who else thinks Joe Biden was wearing a mask?
people started to point out that he might be replaced by actors on occasion to cover up how poor his health was. They pointed out tags along his ears that might indicate him wearing a mask, or showing how his skin would seemingly stick in ways that appeared unnatural.
Yo, what?
Oh my gosh, that's a mask.
There have also
But like, come on, man. I don't know about this video. This video could be fake.
been theories tossed around after Ghislaine Maxwell's
This is crazy, but this could be the same thing with what I was just saying with Jim Carrey before with Ghislaine. Like I thought about it, I'm like, that's not her, but she might have she's been in jail, so maybe she's just a different weight and shit now, and she just looks like this. She's obviously getting older too. The photos that we see are from like 20 years ago.
Recent interrogation, with people pointing out her nose, eye level, and facial width as an indicator that she got a...
Looks like she got a nose job up. And see that? That's the same fucking lip mark. But that's the girls wear makeup, so this is... You can't really tell from this photo. But you got to tell one when she first got arrested. What the fuck? No, hold on.
Private, unofficial plea deal and was replaced by a body double. Even Epstein himself was believed by some to have escaped prison with the assistance
That ain't her.
of federal agencies, with a photo being shared online of a bearded man.
No, this... I'm just gonna say, how the fuck did he get this hair all of a sudden? We've seen heaps of photos of him from when he was younger, and all of a sudden he's like some fucking Greek guy now. He's like some Greek guy all of a sudden. He's got this.
In the streets of Israel. However, most of this has been debunked when it was revealed to be manipulated by OpenAI.
that's cracker, bro. That's cracker. That's peak meme content, bro. The Epstein, the fake photo.
Came to the new face of Jim Carrey at the Caesar Awards, things only got more complicated when someone on social media posted an alleged Jim Carrey mask that looked eerily similar to what we all saw on the red carpet.
Where?
On
Show
March
you.
2nd, 2026, a mask and makeup artist named Alexis Stone posted on Instagram with Jim Carrey's face saying, "Alexis Stone as Jim Carrey in Paris." Along with the initial photo, Alexis posted another image with Carrey's new look, along with what we now know as an AI-generated image of a Jim Carrey mask.
The thing is, like, if he really thought that he was gonna say something with this, I can't handle Megan Fox. Fuck off, man. I can't handle any more stress right now. I need to know if this is real. Israel. Yeah, like put the mask on with the hair. Put the mask on with the hair and look like Jim Carrey and take a fucking selfie, and then I'll believe
and
that.
Makeup. But when you learn more about Alexis Stone, a collaboration with Jim Carrey just seemed to make sense. Most of Alex's stunts involve him putting on a mask and makeup with a comedic twist, like dressing up as Cruella de Vil, Miss Doubtfire, Mona Lisa, and Jack Nicholson. Although people know these are just costumes, he still attracts the press, who swarm him with photos. I wouldn't be surprised if some people were...
Yeah, but like, you can tell at angles that ain't him. You could probably film a movie. That guy could probably film a movie as a body double. That guy could get a job as a body double for anyone if he can just make his face look like Jack Nicholson and all these guys. But at the end of the day, yeah, I just don't think that they could have pulled off a whole fucking show like that, unless they did, and that's why we're tripping about
runs
it.
A Scotland.
Like what? Oh my god. That this motherfucker look like one of them lizard people.
Based special.
But isn't this bad? Isn't this like a shapeshifted? I feel like this is like an X-Men villain. This guy that changes into girls and shit like this. Like, look at this, bro. This is some scary villain in an X-Men.
Imagine he works with the entertainment industry to create realistic masks and bodysuits. Now,
like, what the fuck is someone dressing up as this for, bro?
His masks
what
look
is that?
obnoxious, unrealistic, and uncanny on purpose because it serves.
What is this lips and shit, bro? What the fuck is this?
Serves as great marketing for his business. But other masks he makes are incredibly realistic. Ones where if I saw him in real life and I wasn't paying attention up close, I wouldn't be able to tell that it was a mask. And even
yeah, this guy could be a villain in a fucking movie, bro, with the mask. You change. He's a shapeshifter, dude.
If Alexis was just trying to take credit for something that he didn't do, which is genius marketing, by the way, the idea of him and Carrey coming together to essentially prank the world sounds like something Jim might do. After all, this wouldn't be the first time Carrey has pulled off a stunt for the sake of performance art. He famously went full method to portray his idol, performance artist Andy Kaufman, where he'd interact with members of Kaufman's family and refuse to break character.
And no one really knew what was real and not real half the time. I didn't know what was real and not real. You just went with Andy and Tony.
Yeah, like imagine this is some massive play for his next movie, and it's like some crazy shit where he's been wearing a mask or something. Like, I don't know, but he's getting old, man.
And wherever their whim took you.
I mean, it's been a long time since a Jim Carrey movie.
You should support me. I mean, I don't understand why you're always negative. And
Andy Kaufman's entire career was basically an experiment in how far he could blur the lines between comedy, performance art, and real life. And when Jim played the role as Andy for a biopic, he fully believed that Andy Kaufman had a paranormal control over his mind and body. I didn't black out, but the balance was way in Andy's corner. I broke a...
See, this is when I watched this documentary on Jim Carrey, this is when I realized that this guy has been broken for a while. That's why he says that shit at award shows. His mind and he's lost his identity with some shit like this. He went that crazy in this character that I feel like he doesn't know who he is. That's why he's always saying shit like I'm dead and I'm this. I think that some actors, especially when they do method acting, they lose their identity a little bit. And I think Jim Carrey definitely went a bit crazy with this one, but he's still Jim Carrey. He still made mad stuff, Dumb and Dumber, but all the stuff, man, I just hope he's all right. And I definitely don't think he's a clone. Come on, man. That's fucking
couple
crazy.
Of times on weekends and stuff, but pretty much from when I woke up to when I went to bed, the choices were all his.
Whatever you are, it's like everything are these abstract structures that you're given, and it's supposed to hold you together somehow, and I've just given them up, and I don't need to be held together. I'm fine just floating through space like Andy, just flying 6,000 miles an hour around the sun, balancing on tectonic plates that are floating on lava, you know, ready for the end times to occur and whatever the hell.
So this man been like this for fucking years too.
Is going to happen. I'm just great. That's all great.
It looked like Jim Carrey had reached a full-blown awakening. While other actors and performers mindlessly walked the line to secure their careers and the next big paycheck, Carrey wasn't afraid to bash the industry as a soulless example of elitism in American life.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Now, these clone rumors were widespread so quickly that it warranted a response. The Caesar Awards General Delegate Gregory Collier said, "For me, it's a non-issue. I just remember his generosity, his kindness, his benevolence, his elegance. Jim Carrey's visit has been planned since this summer. From the outset, he was extremely touched by the Academy's invitation. 8 months of ongoing constructive discussions. He worked on his speech in French for months, asking me about the exact pronunciation of certain words." Additionally, Carrey's longtime publicist, Marlia Leslie, tells TMZ Jim Carrey attended the Caesar Awards, where he accepted his honorary Caesar Award. Now, there are some people that think these responses are vague and don't actually clear anything up. Like, if you think back to Avril Lavigne's response, where she just basically said, "I'm actually me, I don't know what you want me to say." How is Jim Carrey realistically supposed to respond to this? He's supposed to post a video.
That's what I feel sad about. I feel like it's a disrespect on a senior person that you haven't seen for years. And I feel like everyone's just jumped the gun because, oh, the Epstein files are out. Oh, he must have been cloned. Yo, none of the evidence has come out to be like, oh, there's a clone running around. This is just, no one's found one yet. No one's found one yet. Like, so... And I love Jim Carrey. That's why I never said anything. But I did laugh at that meme. You know that one where like it's like the Zoolander one, and I seen it straight away, bro. Like as soon as this shit came out, I saw him doing the interview. I saw this meme, and it was like the Zoolander. The young Jim Carrey looks back at us, fucking that one, you know. But he's 64. What we're comparing to him is about like 7 years ago, 5 years ago. It looks like he had a bad Botox job. He does a lot of expressions. His face is definitely weird. That's why he has the career he does, and that's why he is Jim Carrey. But it is just sad that he thinks that like people don't love him. Like we've always put him in his own bubble. He's one of the best. And Jim Carrey will always be remembered.
Video like tugging at his face saying like, oh no, it's not a mask and I'm definitely not cloned, because if he did that it would raise even more suspicion. However, even if you don't think he was cloned, or if he was wearing some elaborate mask, it seems like we now have irrefutable
So imagine if it is him, and just imagine him saying all this shit. And imagine he felt like uncomfortable. Imagine he got this like a year ago. He's felt uncomfortable about it. That's why he's acting nervous, and he goes, I'm dead. Like he's acting like that. But yeah, he probably had a bad plastic surgery job.
Evidence that he has had some kind of plastic surgery, which perhaps is the most disappointing, because while we expect this from the herds of Ozempic-addicted, rapidly aging elites desperately clinging on to their youth, Carrey seems like the last guy who needed or wanted to keep up with that never-ending insecurity battle. Plus, the very thing that made Jim Carrey iconic and relatable to begin with was what he was able to do with his face. Even before Jim Carrey was famous, he was mastering the art of completely transforming his own face to capture different personalities.
Nicholson doing the joke.
And that's why he was the Grinch,
when it came to Hollywood's perception of the way people looked, Carrey always appeared to find a clever way to mock the superficial behavior, like when he went on the Graham Norton show and made a light joke at Margot Robbie's expense.
I wanted to talk to you because you're amazing and I'm so excited for you.
Oh,
it's incredible that you've gotten as far as you have with your obvious physical disadvantages. That's just pure talent there. Just some talent override there.
It was his decades of wacky yet iconic faces combined with a genuine disdain for superficial Hollywood that made fans double take at a seemingly plastic Jim Carrey. Plus, you have plastic surgeons on YouTube claiming that there is no doubt he had work done.
Hi, this is Dr. Steinberg for Alpha Male Plastic Surgery. Now, here's the latest of Jim.
Alpha male plastic surgery. Dr. Douglas Steinbeck. That's why I'm not an alpha male, dog. If that's being an alpha male plastic fucking surgery, bro. Shit. That's like the dumbest, bro. You gotta be the dumbest motherfucker to sign up with this Douglas Steinbeck, bro. Alpha male plastic surgeon, bro. You are not an alpha male, dude.
Carrey. So definitely very masculine appearing here. Sometimes when people get a little bit overfilled, they can be more feminized. This face is higher and we
You're right. Look at the difference, man. This is a bad job. I should have been laughing at it because he's 64 and I love Jim Carrey, but bro, that's Jim Carrey, bro. It's just it's a bad plastic surgery job.
You can tell that because there's a descent of the tip. There's the descent of a chin. One little hint that I can see is his transverse rhytids, the wrinkles, are a little bit higher and elevated here, which is
This guy sort of scares me. I feel like he's like an old German doctor or something. He's putting dots over his head like it's like everyone's just a patient. Like, does this guy just pull up anyone that he sees on YouTube and he starts putting dots over their head like he's ready to cut into their fucking head? Like, they're fucking... You gotta watch out for these plastic surgeons. They're the weirdos.
Sign of an endoscopic brow lift. He's definitely had some filler here. May have had some implantations here. Could have been a jaw implant, a wraparound.
I was watching that that clavicular guy, the guy that says he's autistic, but he was on that Matan guy, and he was saying that he's gonna get a double jaw surgery, and it just shivered my bones, dude. It shivered my fucking bones, bro. Everything he was talking about, the bone smashing and all that shit, like, bro, it made me shiver in my bones. And I've heard of bone fractures to the bones that make it stronger or whatever. Because when I was doing Muay Thai, I seen people and they would kick poles, right, to make their leg stronger. And oh god, it worked if you want to fight for your money. But I didn't want to fight for money. I didn't want to fucking microfracture my shin so I could just take and do leg kicks better. Like I didn't give a shit about that. But hearing Clavicular talking about smashing, and he's young too, and it just worries me that, and like, I hear that there's that, you know, Peter Thiel, like we're watching that AI shit, that Peter Thiel guy, I've heard shit that he might be funding him, and if you say he's not, have you looked at how much fucking aging shit, like de-aging or like fucking shit that guy has funded? I definitely think he's funding someone like Clavicular, a young kid that is like doing shit to evolve the body and whatever. I'm just saying, we've had people here in Australia. We had a guy called Ziz. I'm sure a lot of people look at him. Ziz, he died pretty young, man. Like, I don't think you're evolving by doing heaps of drugs and steroids and shit early. Like, you're just gonna be another person that goes early. Like, we're not evolving, we're just gonna start dying at 30 again. I don't know when that was, but when humans were dying at 30, but that was a long time ago, and we're gonna go back to that if we live like that. So
implant, or it could just be a lift.
It's been
with
tested.
Injectables, either a filler, which is off the shelf like a hyaluronic acid, or it could be some fat.
Jim's never needed to preserve his face for future movie opportunities, but permanently altering his face with filler and invasive surgery felt like an abandonment of his...
But look at this ear. Am I like the one tripping, right? Like maybe the whole... Even in this part of the photo, the ear's fully covered. there is no hole in Jim Carrey's ear on this night. I don't know if this is a fault, if this is a mask. Did he get surgery to cover up the hole in his ear? Is that what he did? Like a... Do I have a hole in my ear? Does it look like I don't have a hole? I have a hole in my ear, right?
Principles as an artist. Then again, it's not that hard to be convinced to get these surgeries when literally every single person in Hollywood is doing it, and we all feel some insecurity about aging. And whether Jim Carrey was doing some sort of social experiment or performance art, or just showing signs of human vanity, the fact that so many people were convinced so quickly that this was not the real him is scary, and proves we can't even trust the things we see with our own eyes. While AI and deepfakes have been around for a long time, most of us used to be able to easily notice them and turn it into a joke. But over the past few years, it looks like it's getting way harder to tell the difference. A nonprofit asked 1,000 teenagers aged 13 to 18.
When did he make this video? He made this video a couple of weeks. It is honestly by the week. By the week, shit is getting fucking better and better. It's not years, it's weeks. It is getting fucking better every week.
And about their experiences with media made by generative AI tools.
And now that there's a little bit of tensions going on over in the Middle East with the US and all that, that AI, I've never seen it at its peak level on both sides. On both sides, people are watching AI propaganda. Is that what we're gonna call it? Who would have thought that in 2026 we already got like a mini war going on, and AI is the main propaganda force for this shit.
About 35% reported being deceived by fake content online.
And honestly, I don't blame AI, I blame the humans.
However, a larger 41% reported they had encountered content that was real yet misleading, and 22% said they had shared information that turned out to be fake. But it's not hard to see how every generation is going to have to grapple with this problem, because it's not just memes or celebrity shenanigans that are being AI generated. You might not even be able to trust the local news anymore.
White House unveils plan to train bald eagles as patriotic aerial surveillance units.
Can you tell the difference?
Well, President Trump meets today with another global leader as his administration promises more trade deals.
The one on the left is AI generated, while the right...
Hey, I'm gonna admit I didn't listen to both. I didn't listen to both of this. Does that say Karen? This is Karen. The Karen News
is real.
According to people like Professor Edward Delp at Purdue University, we're entering a period where we're going to possibly lose the battle for reality against technology in ways we don't even realize.
I also believe that we may get to a point in our society where you can't believe anything unless you've seen it with your own eyes, or you get the content from some really...
Yes! It's gonna make shit real again, homie. Yeah, that's what we need, man. Some real shit. Yeah, motherfuckers arguing with me online, bro. You can come get these hands if you don't believe it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what we need, man. It's a bit of realism, bro. Everyone on their phone talking about the petrol's... Oh, the petrol's out. I'm hearing they're closing stations. Go outside and see if they fucking close the station, bro.
Trusted third party.
And third parties and trustworthy sources.
This is AI.
Might not be enough, especially when it comes to masks, where it is already being proven that large amounts of people are failing to notice the difference. To many of us, the rapid evolution of masks and realistic cosmetics is a brand new thing. The fact is, the government's been using it to pull the wool over our eyes for decades.
Well, maybe we've ignored it a bit. Maybe we don't care. That's the problem with the government and shit. But we don't even have the power to like question them. And the fact that they're doing this show with the Epstein files and the Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, all these motherfuckers, they're saying, we've seen some sick shit in that thing, man. I don't know why we've seen it. But yeah, I don't know, man. The world's going in a weird place. These masks and shit. are pretty fucking crazy.
Agencies like the FBI and CIA have been working on masks for
100%.
so long that they've been able to sit next to strangers and even presidents without them noticing a damn thing.
We made a second one that turned me into a younger, prettier woman. I loved this mask. So we went to the White House. We went in the Oval Office. So I showed him some photographs of disguises we had done for him when he was chief of disguise. I said, you might remember these. He did. I said, so I'm here to show you the next level. He said, so show me. I said, well, I'm wearing it. And I'll take it off and show it to you. And he said, no, don't take it off. And he got up. He came out, walked, and he looked. He went behind me. He was checking it out. He went back. He sat down and he said, take it off. So I just peeled off my face. Bush really liked it. Bush was smiling. 10 years later.
Get her. Get her. She said too much. She said way too much. You can't be giving up shit like this.
I got a copy of a photograph that they had airbrushed the mask out. And this is the only photograph I ever got. So I'm sitting in front of the president's desk.
Oh, I'm sure
my hand
you
in
were.
the air, holding the mask, showing it
She
to
needs
him.
to go.
And they airbrushed it out.
They airbrushed the mask.
They didn't do that shit.
Classified.
So a powerful or popular person using a mask isn't really much of a conspiracy theory anymore. Jim Carrey even admitted.
But why would he do this? Why would he do this? For what?
That he was coached by the CIA when filming The Grinch to avoid stress while wearing the green suit.
I told Ron Howard I couldn't do.
Jim Carrey was supposed to distract us from the Epstein files. That's why he did this.
The movie. Then Brian Grazer came in and came up with a brilliant idea, which was to hire a gentleman who is trained to teach CIA operatives how to endure torture. And so that's how I got through The Grinch. He said, eat everything you see. And if you're freaking out and you start to spiral downward, turn the television on, change a pattern, have someone you know come up and smack you in the head, punch yourself in the leg. So it was, or smoke as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
So I was this Grinch sitting.
Whether Jim Carrey is playing some elaborate prank, has simply had plastic surgery, or has been cloned and replaced by someone else, it's becoming clear that we are entering a time where we're sitting with a person we've known our entire lives and not being sure if the figure right in front of us is even real. But if you want a full-blown deep dive on Jim Carrey's awakening, where he exposed Hollywood for the evil place it truly is...
Oh, he didn't expose it. He's just Jim Carrey. He's Jim Carrey. They're not going to kill Jim Carrey. Everyone loves Jim Carrey. He's a great person, man. I love his shit. He's been through a lot, but I think multiple wives have died. I wonder why. Like, it's a weird thing, but I think multiple wives of his have died, and heaps of stuff's happened to Jim. Anyway, that's probably me. I'm gonna watch the footy or something. But yeah, I got a couple other videos I want to go through probably tomorrow. I exposed a 4.6 billion disability fraud scheme. This is an Australian, like Nick Shirley type, like disability. Anyway, I'll get in that tomorrow. That's a 51-minute video. So then Ellen's career is over and it's not coming back. Maybe we don't watch that. The dark side of Australia's internet, which looks very, it'll be a dark one. And then Joe Rogan gets into a heated debate. That shit is funny as fuck, bro. We'll go through that another day. Anyway, have a good one. I'm out. I'll see you later.